When new novels are released, there are always a ton of cool little facts that don't really fit anywhere in a video of their own that I still think are really interesting and worth talking about. So here's a list of facts, small connections, references, and pieces of trivia from Inferno Squad. I normally do 50 facts for novels, but this book was more on the intimate, character-driven side of things. There weren't as many facts and Easter eggs to pick up on, and I don't mean that to be negative at all. The goal of this book was to tell us about the members of Inferno Squad. It's different in scope from, say, the Aftermath series, which had the responsibility of telling us about the galaxy as a whole after the Battle of Endor. All that said, let's start getting into the good stuff and be aware that spoilers are ahead. Iden Versio and her father, Admiral Garrick Versio, are from the planet Vardos. That was already known, and we also already know that it's a very happy and proud Imperial world. What we didn't know until now is that even the non-human citizens are very happy on Vardos. Some even retain positions of power. Iden was taught at the future Imperial leader's military preparatory school, where the headmaster was a female Aqualish. Garrick Versio held the rank of Inspector General in the Imperial Security Bureau until shortly after the Battle of Yavin, when he was promoted to Admiral. This only further confuses my understanding of the Imperial hierarchy. Iden is 22 years old at the time of the book. She graduated with honors at the top of her class at the Imperial Academy on Coruscant and served on the Death Star during the Battle of Yavin. She flew a TIE fighter in the battle and was one of only a handful of survivors. She and the other Imperials were well aware of the TIE fighter's shortcomings when compared to Rebel ships. Iden appreciated the encouragement it provided to kill the enemy first. All Imperials were trained to not get attached to their ships or equipment like Rebels did. Ships and pilots were interchangeable and expendable. In fact, Iden often talks of Imperial control over emotions and lack of attachments. It's ironic how closely the Imperial ideology matches with the beliefs of the Jedi Order of the Clone Wars. Iden mourns the loss of Wolf Yularen at the Battle of Yavin. I thought it was nice to have him recognized like that. Del Miko was the chief engineer of the Star Destroyer Implacable before joining Inferno Squad. That may be a nod to a Star Destroyer of the same name from the Legends X-Wing series of books. After the Imperial Senate is dissolved, Miko flies by the Senate building and wonders what will become of it and what the Senate District will be called from now on. After Yavin, the Empire arrested all Imperial senators until they confirmed they did not collude with the rebellion. They were held in the Arth Eno prison complex that first appeared in the Star Wars comic, where a rebel spy within the Empire attempted to rescue a number of sympathetic senators. Inferno Squad's first mission is undercover at a wedding. They are amazed with their target's large collection of actual books, which just serves as a reminder that the books Luke has in The Last Jedi must be ancient. Iden's droid, seen in the Battlefront II trailers, is an ID-10 Seeker droid. That's a step up from the model used by the Seventh Sister, which was an ID-9. It can perform a variety of functions, which will be fun to see in the game, but it can also store holovids and games in its memory banks. The leader of the leftover Partisans is named Staven. He appeared in Rebel Rising and was mentioned by Jyn in the novelization of Rogue One. At that point, the Partisans believed he was dead, but he was simply captured and escaped after Jedha. Although he doesn't call her by name, he shares a fond memory of Jyn. Iden mentions the Empire and their hunt for surviving Alderaanians. This is an obvious reference to the Princess Leia comic, but it could also possibly connect with the upcoming Visceral game. The current rumor is that the protagonist is an Alderaanian on the run from the Empire. If any Imperial is brought up on charges of treason, their legal defense is an Imperial-programmed legal droid. While it's not explicitly stated, I think the implication is that the droid can be programmed to provide a poor defense. Every partisan that went into battle wore explosive devices. In the event they might be captured, they can blow themselves up instead. Any mission had the potential to become a suicide bombing. A few Cage Warriors are in the ranks of the Partisans. You might remember them from the Clone Wars episode Bounty. When a Cage dies, their family shares the favorite meal of their loved one and sets a place at the table for their spirit to join them. During her time with the Partisans, Iden is taught to speak publicly. This will probably come in handy when she gives at least one rousing speech in Battlefront II. The last thing I want to mention is the biggest spoiler of the book, so I'm going to give you one last chance to turn back. Still here? We find out what happened to Lux Bonteri. I'll be covering that in depth very soon, but it's too cool of a connection to not at least mention here. That's it for random facts from Inferno Squad. If you're interested in reading the book for yourself, you can check it out on Audible. The audiobook is out now, it's voiced by Iden Versio herself, Janina Gavankar, and you can get it for free by clicking on the link in the description or by going to www.audibletrial.com/Star Wars Explained. If you sign up for a trial, you'll get a credit for one free book, and you can use it on Inferno Squad, or a number of other Star Wars books, or get any book you want. The point is, you get a free book, and you'll be supporting the channel when you do. If you caught any references or Easter eggs I missed, please feel free to leave them in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.